Hello, my name is Matthew Isbell, also known as the Bama Beach Bum. Gulf Shores and Orange Beach Tourism and myself are going to go over some options for equipment for fishing our area, inshore and on the beach. I'm going to show you 5 different rod options to use for different scenarios in our area, from beach fishing to inshore. I fortunately do this for a living, so I have some pretty nice equipment. Some of my stuff is nice. You can get by with much less expensive gear. So don't worry so much about what I use. I really just want to show you the style, the action, how these rods work for different scenarios, but you can get by with a lot less expensive gear. So don't worry so much about that, but I want to show you what I use. I'm going to start with my largest rod and work my way down. This is an 11-foot Ninja Tackle Dagger rod. I use this for surf fishing, for throwing set rigs, which are going to be like 3 to 4 to 5 ounce leads for pompano fishing, for long distance casting. We don't really use these rods because of the fish that we catch, but necessarily for the conditions. Want to make sure that we can cast far and also deal with rough surf so that we can use those heavier leads to make sure our baits stick. I've got this rod paired with a 5500 pin spin fisher reel, and I've got 20-pound Power Pro Super Slick braid on here. 20-pound braid is actually the heaviest line you're going to see me use on any of these rods. But this is great for beach fishing, for set rig fishing, pompano fishing on the beach. This rod is rated for 2 to 7 ounce lures, and it's a medium fast action tip, so you can really sling baits very good. It's got a great feel. You can handle very large fish, but also you can feel those smaller fish and see those bites. My next setup is a Star Paraflex 10'6" rod. I use this rod also for surf fishing. I use it for throwing heavier plugs. So this is for artificial lures mostly. You can use it for set rigs, but I like to use it to throw artificials. It's a little bit lighter rod. It's rated for 3/4 to 4 ounce lures, and it's also a medium fast action rod. I have this rod paired with a Pin Slammer 3 4500. And I also have 20-pound braid on here. I usually use as light a line as I can get by with, just to make sure that I can cast well. But for throwing topwater poppers, big spoons, I love this rod. I've caught Jack Crevalle, big bull redfish. It's great for throwing for Spanish mackerel, also bluefish in the surf. So it's great for throwing those big plugs and those heavy lures for fish that are swimming around in the surf. Working our way down, we're still in the surf. I've actually got a steelhead rod. This is a 9-foot Wrights McGill steelhead rod, which is a totally different type of fishing, but it works great for surf fishing, for light action surf fishing around our beaches. I use this primarily for whiting and pompano fishing and throwing lighter leads so that I can use lighter rigs. So like I can use like 10-pound test, 15-pound test on a pompano or single drop rig with like a 1 ounce or even a 1.5 ounce lead on those really calm days on the beach. This is a really fun setup to use when you're beach fishing for those smaller game fish that you're going to find swimming around. I have this rod paired with a 2000 size pin battle and 10-pound braid. I can cast this great. That's very important. You still want to be able to cast a decent ways. That's why that 9-foot length is great. The action on this rod is medium, and the lure rating on this is 3/8 of an ounce to 3/4 of an ounce lure. Great setup for beach fishing. It's one of my favorites. I have a few of these. We don't get a ton of rough days around here on the Alabama Gulf Coast, so you can get by on most days throwing those lighter leads on those slick, calm days to catch those fish. Moving more to inshore, I have a 7'6" St. Croix rod. This is a little bit heavier setup than the last one that I'm going to show you, and I use this one mainly for live bait and for targeting bull reds and Jack Crevalle, larger game fish that you're going to find swimming around on the beach and inshore. It can handle the lighter fish, but I like to have something a little bit beefier just to handle those bigger fish and targeting those fish, especially around jetties, rocks, structure, bridges, so that I can put a lot of pressure on fish and make sure I pull them out of that structure. I have this paired with a Pin Battle 4000 with 20-pound braid. I like a little bit heavier reel just to make sure I have better line capacity and a little bit extra drag so that I can pull those fish out of structure if I need to, if I'm fishing around jetties or bridges. This rod is fast action and it's rated for 3/8 of an ounce to 3/4 of an ounce lure. So a great rod for those heavier inshore fish, big live baits. I use this a lot fishing around jetties and bridges. Finally is my inshore setup for casting lures for speckled trout, redfish, bluefish, flounder. Is a 7-foot Penn Battalion 2 rod. I've got this paired with a 2500 Penn Battle 3 DX model reel. Great new reel, it just came out recently, and I've got it paired with 10-pound braid. Great for casting lighter lures, inshore fishing. I do some kayak fishing and also pier fishing. It's great for those smaller fish, targeting them with lures, smaller live baits. This is more of a finesse style fishing. This rod is extra fast action and it's rated for 1/16 to 5/8 ounce lures. So you can really throw a lot lighter lures and targeting those fish in a more finesse style inshore spinning tackle. Again, I just wanted to cover the equipment that I use to give you an idea of different options and setups for fishing this area. You don't have to worry so much about the brands that I have, because again, I do get to do this full time, so I do get to have some nicer stuff. You can get by with much less expensive gear. I've done it. I started just like everybody else and have acquired this over time, but hopefully that gives you some ideas on where to get started. From Gulf Shores and Orange Beach Tourism and myself, I hope you enjoyed this video. Tight lines and stay bummy.